Good morning, it's Rosemary Cunningham here on the beach at Westcliff-on-Sea, and I just thought I'd make a very quick video this morning about just sitting and being, because it's something I confess I very rarely do. I have a quite nice garden, but I virtually never sit out there. I'm always just doing, I'm deadheading, I'm watering, just things all the time. And I'm sitting down here this morning and I had to get up to move my car this morning. Where I live you can only park on one side of the road, and I came home late and I had to park on the other side of the road, so I had to get up and move my car before 8 a.m, otherwise I was risking getting a £35 parking fine. So I got up and I came down here, which is 5 minutes from where I live, and I'm just going to show it to you in case you haven't seen it before. Oops. Excuse me dropping the camera. So this is Westcliff on one of the loveliest days. And I was just looking at those seagulls. And they've got nothing to do. They might be preening themselves, but they're actually just giving themselves time to do nothing. They're not eating, they're not fishing, they're just being. They're sunbathing. How often do any of us ever do that? And I'm looking at these boats coming past, and one of my role models in life is, I'm sure some of you know it, my 90-year-old dad, who was a busy man. He was involved with the church, he was a successful accountant, and he had a boat. He always found time to do what he wanted to do. He used to get up early in the morning and practice his viola or his cello. He took that up when he was about 50, I think, and he took up the cello. He always played in an orchestra. So even though he worked hard, he was extremely focused. And he just always prioritised what he wanted to do to restore himself. He had a bit of a shock about the time I was born, when he was told his blood pressure was high enough to kill him, or at least give him a major stroke. And he was seeing a naturopath who also treated me at a later time for my eczema. And the naturopath treated him with diet and got him off coffee, though he has quite a lot of coffee now, and fasting, asked him to be vegetarian and vegan for a while as well, and he did it all properly. And even though he's not vegetarian, well actually he has been vegetarian ever since, he has an occasional piece of fish about once a fortnight, but he's one of the healthiest 90-year-olds I know, apart from the other two in his family, his grandfather and his aunt, who were also vegetarian. So he knew how to just be in his own way. He would never have stopped completely, he just did what he loved. I don't think you'd have ever seen him sitting in a chair, but I also learnt to have a small drop of whiskey from my father, although I took it to extremes at one time. And I also learnt from him about having a nap. I remember very clearly being out driving and he just stopped the car and he closed his eyes for 20 minutes and just had a nap. And that's something I've taken up on board as well. So I've got two of his better habits, but I certainly haven't been as good at prioritising the things that I want to do in life. So here I am at 53, being drawn down the beach this morning, and I'm prioritising me. So I hope you enjoyed this. And yes, lessons from a 90-year-old dad. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.